Right now in your backyard, your driveway cracks, or your garden edges, plants are thriving that you've tried to eliminate for years. You've pulled them up, sprayed them, and even smothered them with mulch. Yet every spring they return. Imagine if I told you these plants are more nutritious than anything growing in your raised beds. What if the very thing you've been eradicating is worth more than the crops you've carefully nurtured? This video will explore 6 common weeds that you almost certainly have in your garden and reveal why they outshine traditional vegetable gardens in calories, vitamins, medicinal properties, and something no garden catalog ever offers: zero input survival. These plants cost nothing, require no care, and reappear each year regardless of your wishes. By the end of this video, you'll view your lawn differently, and you'll grasp why those in the know haven't needed to buy seeds at all. Let's begin with the plant probably closest to you right now. Number 6. Dandelion. The plant you've been trying to kill is actually more nutritious than kale. Before herbicides convinced an entire generation that having a perfect lawn was paramount, dandelion was regarded as a valuable crop. European settlers intentionally brought it to North America, planting it with purpose. Take a moment to contemplate that. A plant that now gets sprayed with Roundup every spring once crossed the ocean willingly as a food source. Here's the deal. 100 grams of dandelion greens, a handful, provides 558% of your daily recommended vitamin K. It has more beta-carotene than a carrot, more calcium per calorie than a glass of milk, and every part of this plant is edible. The young leaves in early spring, before they turn bitter, are great. The flowers can be eaten raw or battered and fried, and the root can be roasted and ground as a coffee alternative or dried as a liver-supporting remedy that sells for $12 a bag at health food stores. Here's a comparison that matters. Spinach, one of the most celebrated superfoods, needs prepared soil, regular watering, protection from bolting and heat, and needs replanting every season. Dandelion demands nothing. It breaks through compacted soil, withstands frost, produces from April through October, and returns every year from a taproot that extends 18 inches deep. Dandelion is almost impossible to eradicate without chemicals, which is the point. Seed saving doesn't apply here. Dandelion saves itself. Every time you blow on a puffball, you disperse seeds, ensuring you'll never run out. Still, as impressive as dandelion is, it mostly provides vitamins. What comes next fills a gap that many survival gardens often overlook. Number 5. Purslane. This plant is the only terrestrial source of omega-3s akin to fish. Most mistakenly see purslane as a succulent that doesn't belong in their garden beds. They often pull it out and toss it in the compost. What they discard is one of the planet's most nutritious and complete edible plants. Purslane contains between 300 to 400 mg of alpha-linolenic acid per 100 gram serving, more than any leafy green on Earth. For context, individuals often spend $20 to $30 monthly on fish oil supplements to reach similar amounts. Yet purslane offers it for free from your garden bed and will return next week without any effort on your part. What truly sets purslane apart in terms of food security? It's a C4 photosynthesis plant, thriving in conditions that kill conventional vegetables. It flourishes in drought, heat, poor soil, and neglect. While your tomatoes wilt in August and your lettuce turns bitter, purslane peaks in growth. You can eat it raw in salads, where it adds a mild, slightly lemony flavor. Sauté it, add it to soups, or pickle it. In Turkey and Greece, purslane has been cultivated for centuries. Meanwhile, it's often discarded in your garden. In terms of calories, while purslane doesn't rank high, around 16 calories per 100 grams, its micronutrient and omega-3 density means it complements what your potatoes, squash, and beans lack. It's the nutritional supplement you're already pulling out. From the supplement, we move to the 4th plant, number 4. Lamb's quarters. This overlooked grain crop holds more protein than spinach. You've seen it before, pale green leaves with a powdery white coating on new growth, thriving in disturbed soils. It appears unassuming, looking like a weed in the blandest sense. Yet it's among North America's most important food plants before agriculture. Native American tribes cultivated lamb's quarters, harvesting both leaves and seeds intentionally. The tiny black seeds resemble quinoa, and it's no coincidence since they share a plant family. These seeds can be dried, ground to flour, or cooked whole like a grain. Each mature plant generates tens of thousands of seeds each season. Lamb's quarters leaves boast 4.2 grams of protein per 100 grams, surpassing spinach. They also provide iron, calcium, riboflavin, and vitamins A and C. You can cook them just like spinach. They wilt similarly. They offer a milder, earthier taste, and they are surprisingly tender compared to many cultivated greens. Here's what makes lamb's quarters particularly advantageous for survival. It thrives in disturbed soil, the kind surrounding construction sites, vacant lots, roadsides, and crucially, the edges of gardens that have been dug and amended. If you've been building raised beds, lamb's quarters is likely already colonizing the borders. It self-seeds aggressively, meaning once established, it's yours indefinitely. While others nearby grow spinach, investing in seeds, preparing soil, and fighting slugs each season, lamb's quarters grows for free just a few feet away. But it gets more intriguing because the next two weeds not only sustain you but also offer medicinal properties, a perspective often neglected in survival gardening. Number 3. Wood sorrel. This vitamin C powerhouse grows in your lawn as we speak. Wood sorrel resembles clover with its heart-shaped leaves. Most dismiss it as clover and overlook it, but it's not clover, and it shouldn't be disregarded. Wood sorrel's tangy flavor comes from oxalic acid, the same compound giving rhubarb its tartness. This distinct flavor is your clue to one of the better wild sources of vitamin C. Since vitamin C deficiency arises in diets concentrated on stored grains and starches, wood sorrel is invaluable. It's responsible for sailor deaths from scurvy during long voyages, not from starvation, but from the lack of fresh plant material. Wood sorrel thrives in partial shade, making it perfect for areas where few other plants flourish. It thrives under trees along north-facing fences and in the shaded edges of garden beds, filling those neglected zones. It's among the first plants to sprout in spring and one of the last to fade in the fall. You can eat it raw, adding brightness and acidity to salads, or use it as a lemon substitute. Children instinctively munch on it, recognizing it as food because of its flavor. Its seeds and roots are also edible, and like the others, it returns annually without intervention. However, wood sorrel is relatively small and grows in patches. The next plant, in contrast, flourishes everywhere, produces copious edible material, and offers benefits to your soil that no vegetable can. Number 2. Clover. The nitrogen factory you've been mowing down. Red and white clover are nitrogen-fixing legumes. Their root systems support bacteria that extract nitrogen from the atmosphere and deposit it into the soil. This biological process ensures that clover restores depleted fields, making it a reliable crop. With synthetic fertilizers introduced, farmers began to treat it as a weed, underestimating its value. Young clover leaves are edible raw, possessing a mild, grassy flavor best enjoyed in limited amounts. The flowers, both red and white, are also consumable, whether raw or dried. Red clover flowers have long been valued in herbal medicine as a source of isoflavones studied for impacts on hormonal balance and cardiovascular health. Dried red clover flowers can fetch between $8 to $15 per ounce at herbal retailers, which you could harvest freely from your lawn. Additionally, you can sprout tiny, abundant seeds indoors during winter for fresh greens when little else is available outside. Clover sprouts are mild, nutritious, and ready in just 4 days. This plant keeps spreading, fixing nitrogen, and flowering independently. Yet as useful as all this is, the next plant surpasses them all because it provides food before any other crop can, before your seeds have even germinated, before your raised beds thaw. Number 1. Chickweed. This spring superfood arrives before your garden does. Chickweed is a small, sprawling plant adorned with tiny white star-shaped flowers, forming dense mats in early spring. In most temperate regions, it begins growing in February or March, weeks ahead of the last frost date, and before any cultivated vegetables can safely be planted outside. This timing is crucial for survival. The most perilous period in any food security situation is the gap between late winter and early spring. Chickweed fills that essential space while other crops are not yet growing. It produces dense, edible material with no inputs, and it genuinely tastes good. Mild, somewhat grassy, with a texture akin to baby spinach. Nutritionally, it supplies vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, and iron. Historically, it's been used for skin irritation and minor wounds due to its anti-inflammatory properties, making it one of the oldest documented edible weeds in both European and American folk medicine. Chickweed grows in similar spaces as the other plants on this list: garden edges, lawn borders, and disturbed soils. It does not compete with your crops as it fades away before summer plants require that space. It fills a calendar gap that no cultivated plant can touch, and it self-seeds prolifically. One plant can produce 800 seeds, which can remain viable in soil for up to a decade. Once chickweed finds your garden, it integrates permanently, providing fresh greens every late winter for as long as you cultivate food on that land. Now take a moment to consider what we've looked at. 6 plants, none of which have any cost. All of them require no seeds from a catalog, no prepared soil, no irrigation infrastructure. No special growing knowledge is needed beyond recognizing these plants. Together, they provide omega-3s, vitamin C, protein, calcium, iron, nitrogen fertility, early spring greens, summer abundance, and medicinal benefits. The average American household spends over $500 annually on lawn care, with a significant portion dedicated to eradicating these very plants. We're essentially paying to destroy a system of free food that has been trying to thrive in our yards for decades. Ironically, the food system we're supporting is fragile. It's the one that can fail. In contrast, the weeds are resilient. They've survived every ice age, drought, and agricultural revolution, and they will endure whatever comes next. The crucial question is not whether these plants can sustain you. They already can. The real question is whether you will allow them to. If you're developing a garden this season, the next step is understanding which cultivated crops can complement what these weeds provide without duplicating their yield. The upcoming video will explain which 8 crops align best with a foraging system and reveal why most survival gardens completely overlook the most essential one.